Hey, gents. So, actually, I want to suggest to you if you're doing something while you're listening to this particular episode, stop, pause, sit down for a minute, take the next 30 minutes, and just really listen to what Jessica's going to share with you. We're just going to talk about our emotions. She's gave me some tips on helping my grandchildren grow, I guess, better, have a better GG in their life, and also the point of gratitude. There's a lot here, and I would like to ask you just to pause and listen.
Building spirituality, family, health, and business. This is The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.
Welcome, Giant Builders. I'm so glad you're here. The weather is getting warmer, and I'm getting my fingers in the dirt, and I'm feeling very happy. And I'm happy to share today's guest with you. It is Jessica Lyn. Hi, Jessica. How are you?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Can you tell our
Wonderful.
listeners a little bit about yourself, who you are?
Sure. I'm Jessica Lyn, and I have this really strong curiosity about emotions. And so for the past 30 years, I have dove into that from just about any angle that I can find. And now after discovering so much about them and that we've been taught mostly the wrong ways to deal with them, I now guide and mentor people into a very gentle, loving, and what I love to call human experience approach to dealing with emotions in every stage of life, whether it's loss, grief, building something, building creating an impact, building a new way of being, whatever it might be, there's a better way. And so that's what I do now. I mentor people into that kinder way of dealing with emotions and developing a relationship with themselves that develops self-trust and a feeling that you can walk through life basically handling anything that comes your way. Because most of the time we're not thrown off course by what's happening externally. We're thrown off course by what we feel inside.
Mm.
And there's a better way.
Yeah, I think the only emotion we're supposed to show is being happy, isn't it?
Yeah, we're always
Yeah.
supposed to show that we're happy, everything's fine.
Yeah.
If it's not, sweep it under the rug.
So why do people fear their emotions?
You know, I think a lot of it's because we're taught to, honestly. And imagine a young child and they're having a great day, they're having so much fun, and then one of their parents comes home and they're running around having this imaginary adventure. And the parent comes home from a stressful day, runs up, hey, I want to tell you about it. And the response that they get is not something that matches that, or even I'm curious and interested and want to. They get not now, or I can't handle this right now. Oh my gosh. And then you throw your arms up, and there's a response that tells them that what they're feeling isn't okay in that moment,
Mm.
and with no explanation. And so they just have to make up their mind. And if they keep going, they keep being excited, they keep staying on their adventure, they keep going, eventually they get yelled at.
Oh, okay.
Quiet down, I can't think, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And so now, again, they're getting that answer, even though the external world that they're in seems like it's a safe space, suddenly it's not. So inside, the child goes, wait a minute, I feel like it's safe, I'm having a good time. But all of a sudden, there's this response from my external world that says, I'm wrong. It's not safe for me to have a good time right now. It's not safe for me to be in joy right now, and they start to not trust their own navigation system and the navigation system of emotions. So now they're wondering where it's off. So they create survival techniques. Okay, when that particular parent comes home, I don't have adventures anymore. Imagine how that feels when we grow up and we're an adult and we pick our partner or even have certain people in our home. Maybe we live with our parents, something like that. We may still be responding in that way. I want life to be an adventure. I want it to be fun. I want to create something. And then all of a sudden, around certain people, you're like, wait, I can't do that. I can't be in joy around those people. I'm going to create something online and I'm at home, but I can't be in joy around that person. How am I going to do that? Now all of a sudden you have this resistance, you have conflict, you have inner outer conflict. There's all this stuff going on. And so now our emotions are not clear anymore. We don't really know how to read them and what's actually the right decision for us.
That's so confusing and hard.
Hmm.
Wow. So before we started recording, you mentioned emotional wonderland. Can you tell me what that is?
Yeah, so to me, your emotional, okay, I didn't always think of it as an emotional wonderland.
Okay.
So our inner world, our inner realm is what I call our emotional wonderland. And it is the space of the stuff that you hold near and dear, even the stuff you're most scared of and frightened of, your beliefs, your dreams, your emotions, your thoughts, since body sensations. For those of you that pick up on energy, that includes that as well. It's a place that if you spend time with and create a relationship with, holds your wisdom. It holds your innate wisdom, your inner truth. And because of being brought up in the world with all of these conflicting messages and not really knowing what to believe, and moments of do I trust my emotions or not, it gets a little rocky in there. So when I first started diving into my own emotional wonderland, it was honestly uncomfortable and at times a little scary and frightening. And I was at a point in my life where that option was better than what I was dealing with. So I went for it anyway, using curiosity as my greatest tool.
Hmm.
And I discovered that most of the stuff that is inside of us just wants our attention, just wants love, just as much as we do. I mean, kind of think about it, it's all part of us. And if we ignore ourselves, push ourselves away, it's self-betrayal and self-abandonment, and you're not going to feel good. So the emotional wonderland is a place to play, get real, discover yourself, learn, grow, but all from your own inner truth and wisdom.
All right, so you brought another point up that we talked about earlier. Talk to me more about curiosity because I really like that concept of recreating our curiosity.
Yeah, curiosity is really probably top two tools that I have in my toolbox. Without curiosity, there's no way you're going to wander around your emotional wonderland and learn about yourself. And it's something that as a child I had a lot of. And as I grew up and went into adulthood, I found that my curiosity annoyed people. So, the question, why? Why?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah,
Why?
just
That's a curiosity.
yeah,
Right? We're young, we want to know, we want to grow, we want to understand our world, and that can annoy a lot of people. So I started being very particular about where I allowed my curiosity to be expressed. And over time, going into the workplace and you would ask why, and they'd be like, that's not for you to care about, just do it and do it this way in the workforce. It got squashed.
yeah.
And I found that it wasn't a safe thing to express in most places. So when got to the point in my life where I was like, life has to offer me something better than this or I'm out, right? I mean, not to go into that deep, dark place of those kind of thoughts, but that's basically where I got to. And honestly, it was one of the best things that ever happened to me because then I got curious. Okay, well, if life is giving me this, why? Is it my behavior? Is it my beliefs? Is it my approach to life? What is going on here? Excuse me. And so curiosity became what drove me to keep going to find a better way. I had to relearn that in a way. I was at a point where it felt very unsafe to be curious. So at first my curiosity was very quiet in books, not expressing it outwardly to anyone. And then over time, it started to be where I would share it with others, what I was learning in the books, and see what they might have to say about it and ask them questions about it. And I started not only having people in my world that were acceptive and responsive, but I also started attracting those people now because I was showing up with curiosity, and people that wanted someone to be curious about them started to appear in my world. And the great thing about that was they happened to have curiosity too. So they were curious about me, and we developed these amazing relationships. And that hit me. Relationships without curiosity are not really fun. They're kind of
Mm.
bland.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more expectation relationship than it is let's grow together. Let's get curious. What else is beyond where we are now? And that was such an opening for me to realize that there are people that I can actually grow with and look beyond what's already there with. And life has been just so much more fun ever since. Mhm.
All right, give me some advice here for my grandchildren, okay?
Okay.
Professional opinion here. All right, so I do have a grandson who's a year and a half and 3, and they're into this why stage. And you
Mhm.
get to a point where you don't know any more answers
Mhm.
to their why. So not to be like the grumpy and grandma and say, because I told you so. What, like, once you
Mhm.
get to the point where like there are no more answers to the why. I mean, we've walked through the whole, the book is here, so da, 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 da.
Mhm.
How do you close that conversation?
So for me, a couple things that I've tried.
Okay.
One of them is I turn it around and I say, why do you think?
Oh.
And with kids, they come up with the most phenomenal answers.
Uh-huh.
Like their mind isn't closed into practical. They'll come up with some magical answer that you would never even come up
Yeah.
with. It's amazing. So that's one thing is
Okay.
asking them that. And the other reason is simply allow them to understand that sometimes we don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't, I honestly don't know. What if we discovered the why together
Mm-hmm.
and then start asking more curiosity questions about it, and or say to them, ask me something else. Why are you asking me about this? What more do you want to know about this? What is it that you don't understand? Because it might just be one little piece and not the whole thing, you know?
Uh-huh.
And they can come up with so many more questions. I mean, he's very little right now, but it's still surprising what they come
Yeah.
up with.
Right.
Yeah. But giving permission to not know.
Okay.
Hmm. And imagine that. Imagine most of us adults, we start something new and we feel awkward and we have resistance to it because we feel like I'm an adult, I should show up perfect the first time.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah.
So, what if we start allowing young people to be okay with not knowing
Hmm.
and put
Yeah.
in their hands, you can figure this out. If you want to know more, you can figure that out. We can go on this journey together and teach them that it's a journey to go from I don't know to I have the answers. And I've even embodied them. I would have loved to have had that permission.
Yeah. Okay, that was
Mhm.
excellent. Okay, all right, I got that in my side pocket. All right, I have another side pocket here, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So I have a granddaughter
Mhm.
who like, man, she just wears her emotions on her shoulder. I mean, she can just start crying at an instant. Mostly it involves playing a game. She like suddenly she's losing, like we were playing War this weekend. And
Mhm.
if I would win like a war, then she'd be like, "Mm," you know, how do how do I handle that emotion? I mean, the old me, the me that my mom raised says, now just straighten up. Sometimes you lose, but how do I engulf this in appreciating and respecting her emotions?
Okay. So one way is just acknowledge them
Hmm.
and get curious. We're playing a game. Why is this so important to you? And you could start a conversation. And somewhere in there, or you can even begin with this, you can say, thank you so much for being on that side of this interaction so that I get to have the experience of winning.
Mm,
Because without you being in the position of losing, which doesn't mean anything, it's just
right.
the position you're in at this moment, you've gifted me the feeling that I get to have of winning. And hopefully at some point, if we play again or a couple times or whatever, I'll be able to gift that to you. It's an exchange, which
Mhm.
is why my mentoring is called Sacred Interactions Mentoring, because everything is an interaction, whether it's within yourself or with another person or a plant or a thought.
Mhm.
Everything is an interaction. And in that interaction, you can create curiosity and appreciation, hands down, every time. And those are honestly, those are my two top tools. So
Okay.
I go
That's
with
great.
curiosity and I have
Yeah,
appreciation. Yeah.
great.
And I could go deeper into that, but I don't know if that's enough for you
Okay.
to get
No,
started on
that really
trying.
helps me out because, I mean, seriously, she can just literally start crying so quickly. It's like, yeah, well, like, okay. All right. Now, you also said something about leading in full color. Can you expand on that? Tell me what that looks like.
Yeah. Full color.
Okay.
You know, I'm an artist, a professional artist as well.
Oh,
And
cool.
I love color, obviously. I love color. Um, but one of the things that I noticed when between my 20s and mid 30s, when I was really searching, one thing that I noticed that happened was life went from grays and monotone into full color. And when I show up with others, I'm expressing full color by coloring my hair and maybe the clothes I wear and all of that. And it's kind of this is what it's me putting up the sign of this is what you're getting right away.
Mhm.
But anybody can do it. And showing up in full color to me is full color of yourself. So without all of the I can't, I'm not allowed, the programming, the survival techniques, I'm not supposed to be vulnerable. I'm not supposed to show my emotions. I'm in a professional corporate environment. I can't be a real person. I need to be a robot. All of that does not create an environment of joy for yourself, let alone for other people. And it also doesn't create an environment of real. And I see one of the biggest problems that we have in humanity today is that we're showing up in these roles without bringing ourselves into them. And so you go to work and there's a role that you play, and there's a part of you that you might express with one person at work, but you would never express it at work entirely. And I'm not to say that there's appropriate behavior here and there and everywhere, right? There's some things you shouldn't do in some places. And when it comes to your emotions, every person you're dealing with is a human being so far. Every person you're dealing
We
with
don't know
is a
what's in the
human being.
future.
Yeah, who knows? But for now, so showing up, let's say I'm in even a corporate room, I'm having a meeting and someone calls me out on a mistake I made. Is it safe for me and okay for me to say, oof, oh, that's terrible. I feel awful that I made that mistake. And I also feel terrible that I brought all of you through that. And I would ask you to be patient with me because I'm a human being that, I've been here 5 years. I think I've made three mistakes. I think that's a pretty good record. What do you guys think? Like, can we do that? Can we just get real about the fact that we are humans having human experiences? Yes, there's a spiritual component to that, but face to face, we're having a human experience that is full spectrum from the darkest moment to the brightest moment and everywhere in between. And I want to be accepted for all of it since I am here having a human experience with human beings, and I want to offer that to everyone else. So full color is give it to me. Give me what you got. Dark to light. Every color in between. Let's deal with it.
I think that's easier for an extrovert type person than an introvert type person. So is there a way that you help like introverted or empathetic people see their leadership?
Yes, I am an introvert. Not only am I an introvert, but I was one of the worst cases of introvert. I did not lift my head up. I found a lot of money because I always had my head down. But when I was young, but I didn't lift my head up. I didn't look people in the eyes. I didn't give compliments and I didn't receive them. Like if someone gave me a compliment, I didn't even hear it. Even if I heard it, I didn't hear it.
Mm.
And I had the belief of who am I to give someone else a compliment? Who am I? They don't want to know my opinion. They don't care about me. And very, very shy, very, very scared. Excuse me. Very much an introvert. And this journey that I've gone on has allowed me to recognize that that's okay. I don't need to be the person that needs all the attention. I don't need to be the person that has to go out and be in social environments all the time. What I do need for myself is to feel safe wherever I am and to feel that I can handle whatever shows up inside myself emotionally and have a response that I'm proud of.
Mhm.
That's what matters. So, for leaders, which I'd like to define leaders as well, almost anyone that's helping another person. I know lots of times we have these big ideas that a leader is, in these big positions and all of that, but that's not mine. My leader is anyone that is helping, guiding, mentoring anyone else. And for that, if you're going to allow yourself to be in vulnerable positions, I believe that you should have practiced vulnerability in a certain way so that it feels powerful. So, for example, when you were talking about your grandson,
Mhm.
it's vulnerable to say, I don't know, even to a 1.5-year-old, right?
Right.
But that's true leadership. Guess what, young 1.5-year-olds, sometimes we don't know,
Mhm.
even adults. And so it's vulnerable to say, I don't know, to a 1.5-year-old, and even to someone that's looking you in the face, expecting you to have done a better job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a very vulnerable position. And it's also one of the most powerful things you can do. Accept that you are a human and accept that at this moment I feel very vulnerable, but I'm going to share my truth without the need for anyone to fix me, without the need for anyone to fix anything about the situation. I will take full responsibility and I will show you the truth of who I am and what I'm made of so that you know what you're getting into. You know what to expect. You know, you stand with me. There's no hidden agendas. That is powerful vulnerability and that's powerful leadership.
I like that. Okay. So, okay, another comment. How is it that you feel we're all connected and supported by everyone around the world?
Oh, I'm so glad you brought that up. This is the juiciest.
All
Okay, we're gonna do a little a
right,
little of.
we need more time.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try and make this quick.
No
Okay.
problem.
All right, so this is one of my favorite little toys that my kids gave me because I
Oh,
do
it's like
love
a little duck,
unicorns.
a
It's a little
unicorn
duck
thing.
unicorn.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
And they gave me another one too, which is very cool. And they're both about the same. Little
Okay.
mohawk. Yeah.
Oh, I like the
So,
Mohawk one.
all
I'm
right.
Mohawk, you're uni.
Well, I had a mohawk when they gave this to me, a pink
Oh.
one. Yep. But I love this guy. So they both are made of plastic and they have ink on them.
Right.
That's it. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Two things, plastic and ink. And I'll leave them here just to hang out with us. Shelter. Um, okay, first of all, let's think about what it takes to make the plastic. Start at the beginning of plastic. Where does it come from?
I don't know.
Oil.
I'm practicing my I don't know face.
Very, very good. Yay. Well done. Okay, so from my understanding, I could be wrong, but most plastic comes from oil
Okay.
and oil products, and they come from the earth. Okay, so we have the earth supporting us in a rubber ducky. All right. Ink. Where does most ink come from? It's either chemical
Or plants.
or plants.
Yeah.
Again, earth. And honestly, where do the chemicals come from?
The earth.
stuff we got from the earth.
Yeah.
So in every single thing that you look at around you, you have the earth supporting you.
Okay.
Okay. Most plants that you're going to get ink from, it's going to be in rubber and latex can also come from the rubber plant, the rubber tree plant.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so plants,
Mhm.
oils, plastics, things like that. So we have the earth, but then we need people. We need people to either grow them or to go where they're grown and collect what they need to collect, right? And then with that, we need probably containers, which are usually made of plastic or
Yeah.
metal.
Yeah.
We need cars, which are usually made of rubber and plastic and metal and all the things. And we need, what else will we need? So we have the containers to put the rubber in, we have plastic in, we have the containers to put the ink in, we have the cars, the vehicles, the trucks, the tractors, all the things they need to do the collection and the extraction of these materials, and the people. Okay, so now that's just that one spot of all that collecting, right? So now we've created this. We need an artist to create this little creature. We need the person that creates the mold. The mold is made of more earth stuff.
Mhm.
We need machinery. Okay, just in the vehicles and machinery alone, because they're made of hundreds, if not thousands of parts that
Yeah.
come from all over the world, screws and little needles and all the things.
Mhm.
We've already gone around the world, and in every place that you're making screws that go to the machinery, and you're making bolts that go to the cars, and you're making all that, there's people.
Yeah.
There's people in all of these places, the artists, everything. So if you really continue that thread and you think about every single thing that's involved, all the way to the truck drivers that have the trucks that drive the containers to the plants that then make these and put them in the containers and bring them to the stores, and the stores that have the people that do all the work to put these on the shelves that sell them to us, and on and on and on.
Mhm.
You've probably gone around the world and touched every human being there is, if not directly, indirectly, because when one person, say, is loving or hating their job that made this little guy,
Yeah.
they go home to their family and they either bring their work home or they don't, but their family deals with them
Mm.
and their family supports them, which supports them to get up the next day and go to work.
Yeah.
So, in one way or another, directly or indirectly, this little guy right here reminds me every day that everybody around the world is supporting me. And if I just look, I have a bookshelf, I have a printer, I have a yoga ball, I have this beautiful glass, I have all these things just in this one room. I have probably touched every human being on this planet in some way. So,
Oh.
my favorite thing to do, start my morning, thank you to every person that has brought all of these things to my life, that have brought me joy, allow me to get online, allow me to touch people, allow me to help people, allow me to do the things that help me feel that I have purpose.
Mhm.
Thank you. Thank you for this microphone, this speaker, this computer, etc. And I just imagine that that is reaching someone that is out there doing a job that they love or hate, and for one moment, they suddenly feel a moment of peace and appreciation. And then it supports them to continue their day.
Oh.
And that is one of my favorite appreciation practices.
Oh, that's a great appreciation practice. That is really wonderful. All right, giant builders, look around you. Think of all the people that have touched your world and give them gratitude.
If they didn't exist, you might not have the wonderful things you have around you.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Jessica. That was a great story to close this with. I really appreciate that. I'm glad I asked.
Me too. Me too. Yeah, and I love sharing that, and I really do hope people do use it. And a lot of times we find ourselves not knowing what to appreciate.
Hmm.
It's a good one.
Yeah. All right, so
Mhm.
I will have all of Jessica's contact information below. Make sure you like and make a comment on our social media because it helps us reach more people. And Giant Builders, we'll see you next week. Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening. This has been The Giant Builders with Lois Wyant.